I feel like I should play an instrument.
You got to be dancing to it.
Yes.
Let's go, baby.
You
Look at that.
A trombone guy.
Let's go.
The Monday.
Let's go.
The Monday.
Munder.
I think the Nuggets are holding a Monday right now.
Let's go, baby.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Winners Lounge. This is a great feeling Winners Lounge right now.
Is it cool if we just sit here in silence for an hour?
No.
Okay.
And let them actually, you know what? Let the music go. Yeah, play that funky music.
There's one shot glass. So,
Brendan, how would you say the vibes are?
I would say it starts with an I and it ends with an E. Eric, any guesses?
Innate.
Immaculate. Good
Let's
guess.
go.
Eric, look like you just poured yourself a shot. No super chat needed. No nothing. Just let's get going. He's feeling
It's
it.
the vibes right there.
Dude, Brendan's a super guy.
He is a
You know?
super guy. He is a super guy. Guys, welcome in. Presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. You download it. Use promo code DNVR, of course, as always. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a fun one. Sometimes you go in. I almost never dread being here, but there's some days I'm just a little extra excited, and I'm telling you today is one of them. I got Superstar Dev over here.
First off, when did we get that?
Tonight,
Oh,
baby.
do you guys notice we got something new here? We got something new. As he poked it out.
Adam's head is huge.
Do we have an MVP in the house tonight?
What is happening?
Well, maybe
here?
tonight was not.
That is a good one.
I got D-Line Co over here.
Guys, I feel great.
I feel great too. You look great. And then over
Thank
here,
you.
looking distinguished. You look like we're all like off the charts, and here you are, cross-legged.
Dude,
here,
when I showed up today, Brendan was dressed in this outfit, and he was eating a microwave burrito that he just recently brought out with a knife and a fork, and it was
a contrast.
It was immaculate.
That's me in a nutshell right there.
Vogt is kind of glowing today. Like
He is glowing.
Something about him today.
It's that microwave burrito.
It's
I
like
just
a
told you.
silver glow, like a silver surfer kind of vibe. That's an Aaron Gordon reference.
Nice.
Speaking of Gordon's, our boy Gordon just got into the super chat. He's here.
Oh, is he here? He's already here?
He's here already.
Well, already here, Gordon is bringing the fire, man.
There he is.
Bringing the absolute fire. Canadian dollars, baby. Let's bring it in.
Only $70 tonight. Just kidding, Gordon. Just kidding.
Unbelievable.
Incredible. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Actually, I do know where I would like to start. There's a lot of things that happened well tonight. A few little things that didn't happen so well. But the number one thing that sticks out, the acquisition of Aaron Gordon. Why did you get him? You got him so he could defend some of the great wings. Could he do a good job? Is he a lockdown defender? We don't know. He was in Orlando. They weren't necessarily that great. You know, is he the real deal? Ben Simmons locked him up. John Collins locked him up. So you get it's like on Tyson's Punch-Out. You keep moving forward, right?
Glass Joe.
Yeah.
Piston Honda.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all a little racist.
Yeah, they're actually a really problematic video game.
We shouldn't go through all of them, but
it was
all
a
the
terrible
same.
reference on my part. We'll move on very quickly from Mike Tyson's
We're not trying to
Punch-Out.
get canceled over an 80s video game, dude.
I think Mike Tyson's Punch-Out isn't canceled somehow, though. It's still going.
Well, Mike Tyson himself got pretty thoroughly canceled.
He's back, though. He's
It
back.
is true.
He's back. Anyway, you make it to it's like video games. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In video games, you make it to the bigger boss the further you go in the game.
Right.
Is that right?
That's right.
And I feel like tonight, Kawhi Leonard, that's like a near top-level boss. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 bosses above Kawhi.
I mean, if you just want to look at, like, Jeremy Grant's out the door, you know, maybe he did a nice job on LeBron and AD, but it was really the Kawhi series. That's what you can laser in on. That's where his impact was at the most.
No doubt about it.
And so this is really the test, in my opinion, and Gordon is strong. He's built. And Jeremy Grant was very long, very athletic, but you could move him off his spot easily. It's a part of why he didn't rebound very well. Kawhi Leonard doesn't want to do a lot. He's not trying to lose you with a crossover. He just needs a small window. And he likes to get it by bumping you, just creating the smallest. 3-4 times tonight he tried to go through Aaron Gordon, and he got nothing. He got stonewalled. And so he has the athleticism, he has the size, and right now he has the mindset.
He had a team-high Kawhi Leonard, team-high 24 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. You think, oh, those numbers aren't bad. Took 22 shots to get those 24 points. He was at game worst minus 14 tonight. And that's allowed minus 14. Kawhi Leonard, it's like Jokic. If Jokic is a minus 14, you probably lost. Almost certainly you lost. Kawhi Leonard, you cut the head off the snake, and then the rest of the team, you know, that's what you get. Dev, Aaron Gordon's defense, is it elite?
Of course it's elite. I think that this was the best game.
Nobody was saying no. No, you say that. Nobody was saying this a week ago. They were like, he's a good defender.
Yeah, but if you watched that game tonight, you saw that Aaron Gordon made it extremely difficult against a really good offensive player in the league, and it also came easy. And I'm not to say that he's doing it himself, but he's forcing it on guys. He's putting guys in good spots. He's standing out there, and this was the best Aaron Gordon game this year. Like, he's scoring.
No way you watched every game in Orlando.
I was just going to say, take us through his top 3 Magic
top
games.
3. What are his top 4, actually? His top 4 games of the season, would you say? Because
all 4 quarters of tonight.
Okay,
that was the best Aaron Gordon of today. Like
he said it with such conviction.
He was so good. He really was. I mean, Kawhi Leonard, he got loose later in the game, but it doesn't matter at that point. He's making it extremely difficult. He's making very, very tough MJ fadeaway type shots, and you can live with those type of shots.
Yep.
Like you guys said, this is why Aaron Gordon came to Denver, was to actually be able to defend every single player in the league, especially with that type of size, and he showed that tonight.
Yeah. Eric, how impressed are you relative, and I want you to be serious here, you're the hype guy. You could be the hype guy, but relative to your expectation of his defense, where are you at now?
So I definitely thought he was going to be stout on defense.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd be stifling on defense.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He is absolutely exceeding all of my expectations on a defensive level. Like, I mean, I really thought before Aaron Gordon came into my world and brightened it up that he was more of an offensive player than a defensive player. Only when we started to really look into what he might bring to our beloved Denver Nuggets did I start to really understand. And hearing George Karl sort of tout how great his defense was when he played for Arizona.
Right.
That really put that on my radar.
But if you didn't know, by the way, if you guys missed the George Karl stuff, I think your guys absolutely insane. I pump this every time. He
what's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? What did George Karl say about him defensively? That he's was the best college defender he has seen in 50 years. In 50 years.
And at the
who was
time,
it that he said since who was it? I can't remember who it was. The guy.
Bobby Jones?
Yeah, Bobby Jones. Exactly.
He loves Bobby Jones.
He does love Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones.
I love Bobby Jones.
At the time, you're like, all right, that's a little hot, coach. 48 hours later, you're like,
Dude,
good
I'm
take.
saying,
good take.
everything that I listen to George Karl tell Adam and when they talk about, I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe the game's passed him by, and then that exact thing's happened, and I'm like, I don't know, guys. Maybe I don't know anything about basketball. Maybe I should listen to everything the 1,000+ winning coach has to say. I did get told that I didn't know, that I should start watching basketball, which I will do at some point.
You will do. You'll start watching.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to not pass out in the first quarter, which is gonna be difficult watching this team.
My goodness, though. I mean, and it's not just that he's a stout defender, a la a Torrey Craig. I'm not saying Torrey Craig's a stout.
Whoa,
I'm saying it's not just that where it's like, okay, but you got to make sacrifices to have him out there. Like, he doesn't cost you anything.
No.
He is purely, at least through 3 games, he has been purely an upgrade, a value add. He brings defense, and he makes your offense actually better too.
Yeah, they're better. So
should we look at who the king is? Allie chose the king of the game. Let's find out who she picked.
We're going to be very upset with you,
Oh,
Allie,
my goodness. What do you mean,
right.
Aaron Gordon? What? Come on.
Look at that. The king warming
14
up.
points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks.
This is the king before
Wow.
the game.
This is absolutely incredible.
One thing that was
That's a lot of stats.
That is a lot of stats. Like, you barely fit it on the entire screen. They weren't. No, this is we're fake. We're fake yelling at you, Allie. This is actually perfect.
Not me. I'm angry. We're going to talk about this later.
This is absolutely perfect. He's clearly the king of the game.
Two of the big differences to me between Gordon and Grant are Gordon was a better rebounder. Like Jeremy did not rebound
it was
in Denver.
weird. He was like a
and
weird rebounder.
There were a couple important ones tonight. Like not only did he get the stop, he then somehow got the rebound, but also his passing. And he's not. Orlando tried to use him as like a point forward by default at times, and that was probably a stretch. But can he keep the ball moving? Can he be a part of balls popping possessions? Strong, yes.
Yes, strong, yes. That's the big thing. Is it's not like he's had some turnovers that have been on the cusp of being great dimes.
Right.
They're just like a little bit off, and you think, okay, a little chemistry, a little timing.
Like that time's a little dirty. It's not quite great.
Tonight he had a couple that you watch, and you're like, man, that was a nice pass. Like right within the flow of the offense, quick on. When I did my scouting on him in Orlando, one of the plays that I put out was a very, like, you would think banal, like, little touch pass. But it was a play where the ball swung to him, and he, like, knew where he was going to go before it, and he, like, did a quick thing. And I was like, you either have that or you don't. And the fact that he had demonstrated in the little bit of film digging I did, I was like, that's encouraging that he could fit in the system. I think he's already proved it.
Yep, and then you said that the two things that stand out for you is the rebounding and also the passing. The two things for me is, like, first off, he wants to be here. He's actually motivated and wants to be around. And two, it's just like the willingness to actually fit in. There were a lot of times, like, you could just go to the plate of Michael Porter Jr. early on where he has an open shot, an open three. He turns it down. He makes an extra pass that nobody's expecting. The guy moves from under the rim. Michael Porter Jr. has an easy dunk. Like, he's willing to, like, step into his role. And I think that he's, like, the most comfortable that he's been. He's like, I could go out here and play defense the entire time and just give these guys everything I have, and that's all I have to do.
Right.
Tonight, the shot is falling. Tonight, he's scoring, and he's starting to move and starting to understand that, yes, Jokic sees me at every single, like, spot. Let me just get to my spot to make it easier for him. So he's a perfect fit to a puzzle right now, and he looks really well.
A couple of possessions that, like, okay, this is sustainable. Like, that they can do this every game. They did another 5-4 pick and roll. Jokic just
oh my god, they're 2 for 2 on these.
And Gordon draws a foul. And then I'm kind of already blanking on. Oh, Jokic finds Gordon in the dunker spot. And Gordon jams at home, and you're just sitting there thinking, like, those looks will be there every night. Yep. That's not just a tonight went well thing.
How many dunks did he have tonight?
Like at least 2 or 3.
He had 2 that were like
he had like a reverse dunk.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Man, that's the thing is that Aaron Gordon's game is he's not stressing or pressing at all. Like, that's why that, I mean, you can just see that this is going to be repeatable every single night because it's not like, oh man, he got hot. Like, oh man, he was like playing out of his mind. It's like, no, he's playing within himself. He's playing, deferring to other guys when it's not there. He's not pushing anything. And, like, that's everything that you want out of a complementary piece in an offense that features Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., these guys that can get, like, microwave hot. I just can't be any more excited about how this is working out. Like, tonight felt like a playoff game. It really did. Like,
there was intensity to it.
As it came down the stretch, I mean, we were talking earlier, like, the first 2 games that Aaron Gordon has been a part of have been kind of laughers, and we haven't really – the Nuggets haven't been tested. They came out, they punched people in the mouth, and then they just kind of rolled.
This was a unique test.
So tonight, they actually had to dig deep, and they had to sort of look inside themselves to make sure that they didn't collapse. Like, a collapse would have been catastrophic. Like that could have carried forward and, like, caused doubt inside of their minds. And they were able to rally, put their back against the wall, and just, like, come out firing. And that, like, there's nothing more impressive.
Every now and then I look at the monitor and I just see Jokic looking over my shoulder.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrifying.
He looks like Wilson.
Or he does.
Wilson.
Kilroy. Kilroy was here.
I don't know that one. I know. What is that one from?
That's a World War II reference. A lot of people.
Eric was there.
We're going streaking! It's only been 4 games, Benjamin. Calm down, dude.
You know what, though? Dev promised 10. That's what he said. He said it was a lock.
It's looking good.
He said it was a lock.
I said it was a lock.
You didn't know?
Yes.
Oh, and he also said if they go 10, he will go streaking. That's what he said. It's crazy.
I already said that. Like, I'm going to grab random people off of Koufax. We're all just going to run.
You'd fit in on Koufax.
Every single block we're taking off
just
one
joining
more.
him.
Every half a block. Every time we hit a alley or a street.
It's like Forrest Gump, where they all just keep joining.
I'm, like, really excited about this, but I don't know why. I don't know.
Bring your scooter. You can bring your scooter.
We're going
I gotta be the leader of the pack.
Exactly.
I do think, not to be a downer, but there were 2 shots tonight that stuck out to me from Gordon where I was like, those are Orlando shots.
Yeah.
Time on the clock, fade away, off the dribble, kind of like, you're like, bro, this team, we don't need that. We already got one. We got one guy doing that. We don't need more than one guy. And I think he'll get there. Like, some of this is, he took. It's so funny. If you look at the field goal attempts tonight and the scoring, but let's look at the field goal attempts. Aaron Gordon 13, Barton 14, Porter 11, Jokic 16, Murray 18. It's wild, man. You just don't get that very often where everybody's within the same amount of field goal attempts. And I think it's easier to tell a guy like, hey man, we're all sacrificing shots because we just don't care who scores. We don't care who takes the shot. And I think he'll get there. Like, honestly, he's not taking that many shots. I think he'll get there.
We're in the ultimate vibe zone. We're a midnight toker going on downstairs.
Oh, man.
Like, the bar is in full vibes mode.
There's a lot of who requested this one. You're right. This is such a, like, the bar's not quite closed yet. It's Thursday. Let's keep it going. Number 2 that I want to talk about tonight, Will Barton. He goes 7 of 14 tonight. He gets 19 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 of 6 from the three-point line, which was huge because those threes, I think all of them, I'd have to go back and look, but I think all of the threes were like crazy.
Big. Yeah.
You're like, they were no, yes
right.
threes. But
Yeah,
here's my point. The big 4 that the Nuggets have, and the Nuggets put out a graphic. That was really weird that the Nuggets put out a graphic that had only 4 of like five starters. You got a big 4. Barton, when he is good, the Nuggets are unbeatable. Barton was good in the first half, really good.
Nope.
Nuggets were beating.
They were unbeatable in that first half.
They were unbeatable. They were beating the Clippers down. This was a blowout. And Jokic wasn't. We'll talk about him later. Jokic was mediocre till below mediocre tonight. But Will Barton, when he's good and hitting shots and playing within himself, the Nuggets just go up to this whole other level. When he's bad, you take about 20% off the Nuggets. And look, I don't think Barton can be consistent. Like, we've seen him enough, and this is what people, I think, they think he's always bad. I think he's more like this.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm telling you, when he's good, you have 5 players that you feel good about making decisions on the court, shooting, dribbling, whatever, and they're unstoppable.
Yeah, but then there's the bad.
Yeah, then there's
when
the bad.
When the bad happens, it's just so many plays in a row that it takes away from it. Like, I wish that there was a way. First off, Barton's really smart about when he takes his shots. He's really smart about starting off on a good foot, and if he goes from there, that's when he's going to try to jam it in late in the game. But I wish that there was a point where Barton would start off not so good and then play himself into the game, because right now it's like a rinse repeat type of thing. When he had his bad play today, it was 5 or 6 of them
Yeah,
straight.
it was a stretch, man.
And it was
rough, dude. So rough.
everyone watching is just please take him out.
It's so
Please
true.
take him out.
He's 6 of 13, and he was probably 6 of 8 other than the stretch you're talking
You know what,
about.
though?
And
That
he
stretch
does that
was so
every single
brutal.
game where it looks
That's
so
true.
well, and then it's just damn it.
But we are hey, can the 5th guy be just aggressive enough to be a game changer, but not too aggressive so that he
Right. It's tough. It's a tough balance.
best of both worlds kind of thing. And look, he did get a little aggressive tonight, but those stretches, they didn't actually lose the lead. Denver came down,
Right.
played good D. He grabbed a couple of really impressive rebounds.
Really impressive rebounds.
This was also a stretch in the
That's a
game when
great
the
point.
offense looked terrible. No one wanted to take a shot, including and especially even Jokic. So he did force it too much. But again, this is a symptom of a quality of Barton's that we all sit here and laud when it goes well.
It's so true. And that's really my whole point, is that Barton really changes the variance for Denver quite a bit. And when he's good, they didn't just beat the Clippers in the first half. They were beating them down. You watch this game and you
Right,
had no
yes.
context for these two teams. You'd be like, man, that team in black's kind of bad, huh? They just get smacked around. I mean, the Nuggets made them look terrible tonight.
did. Yeah.
They really did. Should we take our first break? Are we at break point? Let's take a break. On the other side, we still have 3 other starters to get through. In fact, we refer to those 3 as the big 3.
The big 3 haven't come up yet?
The big 3 have not come up. We talked about Barton and Gordon, the
How
2
big
X
could they be,
factors.
dude? How big
How
could they
big
be?
could they be?
Wagyu beef, Hassel Cattle Company is the absolute best source for farmer table Wagyu beef in the country.
Hard pivot.
I like
Just
a
like
sentence
shouting
that starts
Wagyu.
with
You should have seen
Wagyu beef.
yesterday. Eric blew his nose right in the middle
heard
of our
about
ad
that.
read.
Wagyu burgers in the bar.
Yeah,
Oh man,
we're
is
getting
this an
Wagyu beef
announcement? Can we
in the
make it
bar.
officially?
Announcement.
It's official.
Officially gonna have
CEO.
Wagyu burgers at the DNVR bar. Our burgers are so good.
More money, but if you want a Wagyu burger, you're gonna be able to crush a Wagyu burger.
Let's go.
Well, you know I'm gonna
yeah.
have a Wagyu burger.
You know what? I
can't
do
wait.
want a Wagyu burger. If you want one and you don't want to wait, Hassel Cattle Company is a 4th-generation cattle farm out of Texas. They ship all over the beautiful U.S. of A. They call themselves the blue-collar Wagyu. Why? Because it's the best damn Wagyu that every man or woman can afford. They have New York strips, smoked sausages, beef bacon, Wagyu franks without any fillers, 2 jerky fillers. Their hamburger is fire. So head to HassellCattleCompany.com. That's HASSELL. CastleCompany.com. Use promo code DNVR10 for 10% off your order. One more time. That's DNVR10 for 10% off. Hassel Cattle Company at HASSELL. CattleCompany.com. Ugh. What's the next read?
That's for you to.
One shot.
Just one?
Still looking for more shot glasses.
We have one.
Oh, go ahead and get it.
distribute
Dev,
to
Dev
give it-
wants it. Dev
to
wants
give
it.
it to-
Dev
to
wants
D-Line.
Yeah,
it.
no, that's dead.
Is it
That's
Rakia?
That's dead. It's all Dev all day.
Is it Rakia? We only drink Rakia on this show, and only the fine. I don't want
You
it.
know what? F it. Givali.
No, I had it. I had it. How am I gonna get it?
Okay, so we still need 2 more. We'll get it done.
No, I'll
Givali.
take that one. I'll take that one.
Givali.
Givali. Yeah,
I
right,
thought I was
Givali.
just out of it.
No.
It's fucking great. I love it. I couldn't get. I love it.
See, yes, that is
Givali.
that's the best stuff. man.
Michaela's face just is worse because.
What do you got? What do you got? Just interrupt him. Just interrupt him.
No, you're good, Alex.
I love how it's just indignant you are about it. Go Go ahead.
Whenever you're
Proceed.
ready.
What do we have?
Guys, 68 teams started the tournament. Only the best have survived. I'm going to be honest with you. It's really all about one team, Gonzaga. They look pretty good. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting new customers in the center of the action. Bet $1 on any tournament game, and if your team wins, it should be Gonzaga, by the way. You win $100. It's that simple. Turn $1 into $100. It's 100 to 1 odds. There's no better way to put your college basketball knowledge to the test than to put your money where your mouth is with DraftKings Sportsbook. And don't worry if college basketball isn't for you. DraftKings Sportsbook offers daily odd boosts on pro basketball, hockey, golf, and so much more. It's safe, secure, reliable. They're not messing around with your money. It's your money. They're going to get it back to you when you recall it. So download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if the college basketball team of your choosing pulls off the win. That's code DNVR to turn $1 into $100 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I was like 500 today on gambling. I was like 500. Yoke, really, a lot of my bets were like predicated on Yoke being a lock to get his double-double, which did not happen. Is that it? We good?
Yeah, no, I'm done.
All right, let's talk about Jokic then. It's interesting because he hasn't had – this was, by my estimation, one of his 3 or 4 worst games of the year. And it's weird to think that it was one of Denver's 3 or 4 best wins of the year. Like, those two things are just so, like, the wires are crossed there. I have a take about this, though. He obviously had a hard time tonight. 0 of 0 from the foul line. I think his 5th game this season without getting a single foul shot, which is crazy.
Ridiculous.
I think it bothered him today. And I think that Jokic in a fourth quarter or in the playoffs, meaning when the games really matter, the moment in time when the game matters, Jokic rises above it. And I thought that was even true tonight. I think during the regular season, I think sometimes it boils over. Less so this year than the years past.
Yeah.
But tonight, look. The Clippers players believe that Jokic is soft and that the Nuggets, by extension, are soft. And I think that their game plan is always to test him. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think he handled it well. Did he have a right to be upset about the lack of respect he gets and got tonight? Yes. Did he handle it in a way that sort of justified the perspective that I think these Clippers players have of him of, hey, we can get in his head by roughing him up? Also, yes. And so, look, we praise Jokic every single game. We're effusive in the way we talk about him.
I've stretched my entire life around Nikola
Tonight, I think, was a little bit about an area that he can be a little bit better at.
Yeah, and I also thought you hit on this. Like, he has been better at this year than years prior.
No question.
By a country mile. But the way I've always framed it is I think sometimes he starts to lose sight of the matchup, and it's not the opponent, and it becomes the referees.
Totally.
And, like, the other thing is, I get it. This is the 5th game this season with no free throws. Is that what ridiculous? Like, that's...
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Someone on this team needs to get a fine, but fair or not is the responsibility of an MVP to just sort of stay focused through those moments.
And to his credit, he did. In that fourth quarter, that 3 that he hit, that he stepped to the plate for, like he wanted that one, that won the game.
It's true.
So that's why I say fourth quarters, playoffs, I know he's going to rise above it, but he didn't want to rise above it for some reason.
Yeah, but
are we going to drink these out of a ketchup?
Yeah. Out of
You brought us some
disposable
ketchup. You know what?
ramekins.
Here's the barbecue sauce. The only thing I don't like about this is that's probably 2 shots,
Yeah.
and she's 100% going to pour a double shot right here for us to drink, and it's going to be horrible. I'm saying that's hard to measure in that because it's so wide.
My only wish and my only hope is that there's a little bit of ketchup at the bottom of each one of
Oh
those.
yeah, a little bit, just a little
Some
bit.
residual ranch.
I want to hear from Dev on Jokic though, because what do you think? What I'm saying is true that teams think they can get in his head physically. Dwight Howard thinks he can.
Yeah, I think that a lot of players, teams and players do. But also, like earlier in the season, Jokic was using it as a motivator.
Totally.
He was actually trying to go at guys, or he was being more aggressive. But at the same time now, I think that he's in a point where he's like, what do I have to do the same thing that LeBron gets? What do I have to do the same thing that James Harden gets? And when you say that once you become an MVP, that's like when it comes. And right now, he's the MVP of the league.
He's still not getting those
and
calls.
he's not getting those calls. So now it's starting to compile, and he's getting really frustrated because why is he not getting the same type of calls? And that's what he's thinking.
And I know some people think he complains too much and that it's probably like a cyclical effect. But to this point, like if it is a stars league, so does Chris Paul, so does James Harden, so does LeBron James.
I don't care about his complaining about
he
calls.
He should complain. He needs the calls. But the larger point, and he's getting better at this, it's still MVP stuff to just push through it.
That being said, BS, man. How does the guy not get to the foul line?
Disgusting.
He lives in the paint. He's
Makes
in the
me
paint all the time.
makes me
0
sick.
free throw attempts?
You make me sick.
I wanted to get it out because you don't want to be the homer that only complains about it. There is another
I
side.
do
There's
want
a
to be
yin
that guy.
Well, there is a yin to the yang. We got that out of the way.
But it's the fifth
I don't
time.
understand it, though. Like, this guy's going hard. He's going
Bullshit.
hard at the best. He's making all these moves. And I'll tell you, this is my thing. The perimeter, if you are a finesse, you get to be finesse and you are rewarded with. If you try to be power, you are punished. Inside, if you're finesse, you get punished. And it's just like, it doesn't make sense, man. Those same fouls apply. So it was tough. Are we taking a shot or what are we doing here?
When you say we, do you mean you? Yes.
Am I taking a shot? Did you already take one?
Givali.
But they already took theirs.
All right.
Can't take 2 out.
Oh, yeah. Pour one so I can take it together. Eric, how outraged should we be about it? Like, honestly, how do you change this?
I don't know. It's disgusting. It
I
really
was
is.
just waiting for
It's
you.
turned
I was just
into
waiting for you.
Shaquille O'Neal. Like he's just so. Well, yes, I can. Nikola Jokic is so immovable that the refs now allow him to be treated like a live oak, and people just hack at him because he doesn't get moved off of his spot. He's like too stout and too strong for his own good. Like the only time that Jokic ever has gotten fouls in his career is when he has to flop and flail wildly, which people then discount him for. They give him a hard time about it. But you see what happens. Like if he doesn't, Givali.
Oh, well,
My
you were
goodness.
talking.
What? Eric,
What?
what?
Finish.
All right.
right,
He has to do it, dude.
Givali.
There's just like no other option. Otherwise, you see what happens. You get zero foul attempts when he plays his entire game in the paint. The greatest thing that ever happened to me was talking and watching Adam's face pucker up like he just ate a lemon.
More like I just ate a battery is what it really tastes like.
It's disgusting, and it's I don't know how I honestly don't know how it changes. It's now been several games in a row where he's gotten literally zero foul calls. Like
The flip side of it, though, is that he played, again, a bottom 5 game for him, maybe bottom 3 game, and the Nuggets get a big road win against
Yes.
a top team. And here's my thing. Yoke's not going to have another one of those against the Clippers. You know, like, Yoke's better than that. This team is just scraping the surface, and they're so damn good already. The Aaron Gordon trade working out this quickly, even on our sample size, is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know how you could be anything but hyped. Michael Porter's twin, or I'm sorry, Aaron Gordon's twin, Michael Porter. Also,
both were right.
both are correct. The leading, no, not quite the leading scorer, but Jamal Murray was 20 points tonight, 7 of 11 from the floor. His efficiency is, I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I'll say it for the second show in a row. We already take him for granted, no? I think it's impossible
We kinda
not
do,
to. Like,
yeah.
he's so good already. And, 7 for 11. He took the least shots of any starters tonight. Finishes with 20 points.
I'm going to start a new narrative here, Dev. Tell me if you're on board with this narrative or not. Michael
Few
Porter
shots.
Michael Porter is now starting to make as many positive defensive impact plays as he has negative, and probably more so. I think the pendulum has swung. Does he get lost? Sometimes. Does he make mistakes? But guess what? He's kind of a force because he is 6'10", bouncy, and tonight he had some possessions where you're like, hell yeah, man, that shut him down in isolation.
Yeah, and Malone and also like Conley, like when he came in, they kept on talking about like the type of defender that he could be, or the type of defender that he like projects to be, just because he has that size, he has that athleticism, and he's very active on the board. So he's always at the rim, and he also like gets to alter shots. But he's also a player that like has good timing, which is awkward because he doesn't catch the ball a lot. But his timing on defense is like impeccable. He gets all of these great rebounds. It's not regular rebounds. He's going off the backboard. He's going after dunks, and that's like when that aggression comes out. But he's starting to like just understand the entire game of basketball a little different, and that's
His growth has
what's
been so
scary.
cool.
That's what's scary is how much he's growing and the progression that he's going through on both sides of the floor, because he's 6'10" and he shoots the hell out of the ball, and now he's like on defense, and what can he do? Like, so he just becomes like a nightmare every single night.
And he had 2 like hustle winning plays, right? That weren't just necessarily this enormous world-beating talent shining through. The offensive rebound that he stakes with one hand and puts it back when the offense is drowning. I mean, this game is slipping through their fingers, guys. And MPJ grabs an errant shot with one hand, puts it back in. And then the block on Paul George, which is like
Beast.
like Bam Adebayo levels of how did you block that at the rim, dude? How did he do that? So,
You guys, Gala.
and yeah, I mean, if it's him rotating in to like protect the rim with Aaron Gordon, locking down wings, it's like, this is going to work.
Yeah. I'm so impressed with Michael Porter, and it's funny because the context that's most important with Michael Porter is that he has 90 games into his career. It really is the most important of all context because
crazy, man.
We never expect anything out of rookies. And yes, he's been around. He's a little bit older, so I get that. But if just from where he was his first NBA game to where he is now is steeper than most rookie curves have. So, there's that context too of it. The player he is right now, I don't know that people are going to quite be buying into or like understanding how good that he is playing right now. Probably not until next season.
Yeah.
But he's going to surprise people. The efficiency is off the chart. The fact that he went 7-11 tonight, number one, 11, the fewest shots of anybody in the starting lineup. And it wasn't like he wasn't out there. I mean, he was out there 32 minutes, which was a little bit less, but 32 is a lot. To only take 11 shots tells you that he has an enormous amount of restraint. But to hit 7 of 11 of them, man, he's just hyper efficient, and it's incredible.
The core four truly understands what it is to be a core. They're not just four free. Sometimes when you just cobble together four good players, they don't really know how to play with one another. You see this all the time, where the offseason, somebody wins the offseason, they bring together four players that are on paper really good, but just have no clue how to function together. You start to get into that conversation oh man, there's only one basketball. How are they going to do this?
Right.
These four players are. And I credit Nikola Jokic. I mean, I really credit the guy, the architect, the spiritual leader of our team, and especially this starting unit. Everyone just plays the right way. Nobody's hunting for their shots except for Barton every now and again. But of those four top players, they just get it. And Gordon comes right in. The fact that he's able to just slide in so seamlessly, it's so impressive. And how can you not be hyped for Dev to be streaking down Colfax here in just 6 games?
I'm serious. This is the thing that's so crazy about it is Porter is still at the full scope of where his arc is. He's at 50. He's got so much more. Aaron Gordon just starting this out. Even Jamal Murray is at 70. They just have so far to go, and it's so incredible. The last guy, we need to talk about Jamal Murray before we get to move on and do anything else. We don't give Murray enough love. Tonight, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Michael Malone, he's the +4, but Michael Malone's been putting him in a really tough spot. That bench needs some help.
Yeah.
And they've been handing him Murray, but it's Murray can't do anything to save that. Jokic, I don't think, could do anything to save that lineup. It's a really, really... there's one sort of thing about the Nuggets right now that doesn't feel very good. It's that bench. And Monte comes back on Sunday, I think. He sort of hints at that on Twitter. I think he helps a little bit, but that's the one thing is that bench. But before we get there, Jamal Murray tonight, 9 of 18, 3 of 6 from 3, and some big cojones. 2 big cojones. That was one of the stats that didn't show up in the stat sheet. But I'll go and say it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
2 COGs or COJs.
Yeah, you didn't see that? They had the COJs.
They had the COJs. Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Were they big?
Yeah, no. It was,
They were. I mean, yeah.
it depends on your angle, actually.
Well, I cross-referenced. I noticed that Paul George had 0 COGs or COJs. I don't know what that meant.
Wow.
Yeah, so Jamal and Terrence Mann each led their respective teams, led all scorers with 8 in the final frame. And again, the first few minutes of that are Murray laboring through it with some really horrible lineups. So he's 3 for 8 in the quarter, but I felt like 3 for 3 in the shots that counted. And this is a dagger maker guy. He's just a dagger maker.
He has some
ridiculous.
We're gonna call him the black.
Send him home.
We're gonna call him the blacksmith.
Sure,
the dagger maker.
It's better than the blue arrow.
Where are we going here?
But yeah, so he's been.
Dev was like, call him the what? We're gonna say. You said what?
What is happening?
It's about to get uncomfortable.
But I've really liked Jamal's approach since the AG trade of hey, all 5 guys on the court are fine. I don't need to force the issue. Oh, it's the 4th quarter. We really, really need a bucket. I'll call my own number.
Yeah. Is this incredible? By the way, guys, for the 3rd straight game, Aaron Gordon, defensive rating when he's on the court under 100. And this is against a top offense. Just incredible what he's been able to do. But Jamal Murray shines. This team, man. I just couldn't be...
Munder tonight, dude.
This is the most confident I've ever been in the Nuggets. In the roster that they've had in the Jokic era. I just think this team makes sense. I think that they have 25 games to sort of maximize the value that they have on it, and maximum value of this group is a champion.
Really, all they have to figure out now is that bench unit, like you're saying. There's no questions on the with the starters. There's just
bench
no
unit might be enough to sink them.
The 5 starters now, 3 games together, 3-0, 64 minutes. 132 offensive rating, 94 defensive
It's not
rating.
moving. Like, that was what it was the first
38
game.
net
Then that's what it
rating.
was the second game, and now it is 3 games in a row. It's the same thing.
And this is all 5. This isn't just the core 4. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Barton's a good ad there. I see people wanting Monte in the starting. I like Barton. I like the extra length of Barton.
there's gonna be
Barton did good things. He just did really, really loud.
there's
bad
gonna
things.
be undersized, weak link defenders guarding Barton, and in the
Yeah,
first
totally.
quarter, that's a Denver advantage for sure.
And the best part about having Barton like in the starting like unit and Monte coming back is maybe he cuts into those minutes. Barton is great to start the game. Now he has
Always.
minutes taken somewhere else. Now he's not on the court so long. Now we're not talking about like bad stretches because he's not out there as long.
I don't know how you can be mad about a dude that is part of a 5-man unit that has a 40 net rating.
because you
And
want
they
to
keep
put plus
winning.
50.
They keep winning.
Yeah,
So
really.
if you want to talk about Will Barton, because I know a lot of you say you have to tonight, go for it. I'm going to pick 5 to 6 other things to
Before
talk
we get there, we got to talk about the bench, and we could talk about him as a whole unit. Continues to struggle offensively. It really just looks clunky, and I don't know that there's a lot of hope for it. I do wonder. I threw out the idea of Bol joining that group. I still like it. It just adds a little extra dynamic. They've been great defensively. Even tonight, you look at them. 102 defensive rating, most of the 90 defensive rating, 104. The guys were pretty good defensively, but they just can't score. And I do wonder if you take a little bit. If you're an A+ defensive unit, but you're an F-, offensive unit.
F-.
Can you add somebody in there that makes you just a little
Right.
bit worse defensively? Like, you got to cover for this guy, but opens up a whole world of possibilities. And I think it's 2 things. One is shooting from your backcourt. Dozier, Facu can't get it done. If you have a small forward, you could throw there. But I think equally as important, rim gravity. Put pressure on the rim. None of those guys can do it. Facu can't put pressure on the rim. He might be the worst in the NBA at that. Jermichael Green and Paul Millsap can't put pressure on the rim because they just don't play above the rim. Dozier a little bit, but not really. I mean, if that's your guy, Bol or JaVale McGee, one of those 2 guys, you get to roll them toward the basket and just use your height. What I like about Bol in particular is if you played him at small forward and used him as a pick and roll roller, so then you put your bigs out on the corners, right? How do you match up? If you're big, you probably say, okay, our center's going to guard Millsap, our power forward's going to guard JaMychal. Now you got 6'5" guarding Bol on a roll. I'm sorry, that's going to work. Or you say we got to put our big guy on Bol, and now all of a sudden Paul Millsap goes down on the other team's small forward and posts him up. And I just think that works.
Yeah, and just putting them in there
crazy.
creates like so many different mismatches, and just adding an extra piece to like in Monte Morris, it gives you like a actual attack. Like, you don't have a guy out there that teams like have to respect.
Yeah.
You don't have like a playmaker out there. I mean, Facu is a playmaker as far as passing the ball, but he also doesn't like scare opposing teams
Not at
like
all.
with his offensive like abilities. So having a guy in
He had a
Monte
big
Morris
three tonight,
who's-
though. He did have that. That
of
3
course
was
he
like a
did.
meaningful
But
three.
having a guy out there
felt
that's
like a
like is
prayer.
respected, and the defense has to make those type of adjustments, it makes it easier for Facu. It makes it easier for JaMychal
Right,
Green.
right.
Now you have Paul Millsap, who has been a starter for a long time in the second unit, but you just need that catalyst, and that's what bringing Monte Morris would do for you. So there has to be a switch, and apparently it's coming on Sunday.
Do you think he saves him? You really think he elevates?
I think that
unit?
he switches it, because when he was playing, we weren't having as many conversations. He was the one constant with the bench. Like,
Yep.
we talked about how good he was, and then the bench found themselves, and then there's just been
And then
so
he
many
got
different
hurt,
changes
and then-
like that keeps happening. But when he's playing, he's been so solid that you don't think about the bench. Because if you look at it like the last few games, the bench is doing really nothing offensively. They're
Nothing.
playing really good defense, but the offense is just not there. And you need those minutes, like, just to like not get blown out in games, but also you need some type of scoring to come, just because like it allows you to like separate yourself and give yourself more minutes. The starters shouldn't have to do
Right.
everything.
I mean, I miss so much those 2 to 3 possessions a game where Monte turns the corner, puts his head down, and somehow finishes at the rim. Those were big, and it's what they're missing right now.
So here's my thought. If the bench gets it together, like the Nuggets they're honestly a top 2-3 team in the NBA, no questions asked, because
Definitely.
the starting unit right now is already like go toe to toe with anybody. I want to see them. Like, who are we afraid? Who are you afraid of? We just saw the Clippers. I know they didn't have a Ibaka. It doesn't matter. Like that team's so good, but it's not even just that. It's the stagger. Facu playing minutes with Jokic and Gordon and MPJ and this and that. You replace him with Monte and more reliable. I just feel like Denver's there. So I disagree with you, Dev. I don't know that Monte can save that lineup, but if he does, it's curtains. We have some super chats to get to. What do we got here, Allie? You might have to read these to me in my old man eyes. Is your mic on? You don't have your mic
This
on?
one comes to us from Haley Keel. Hi, guys.
Never heard of her. Who
I
is
wish
she?
I was there hanging out. Also, a question for us: what's it going to take for Jokic to actually start getting free throws?
Well, we talked about this one already. I mean, I don't know.
Bribery.
Bribery, I think, yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
Kidnapping the governor's
Probably
daughter.
threats. You have to threaten the refs at this point.
Yeah, I think that we honestly have to commit a felony through threatening the refs, or maybe like finding out where they live. I don't know.
I feel like it should be somebody in the comment section that does it. It can't be one of us.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, too obvious.
There can't be a paper
Too
trail.
obvious.
There
It can't be Gordon or Byron either.
Let's just say we're not telling you what to do.
They need to bail somebody out.
They need to pay. They're the bailers.
We're not telling you what to do, but you know what to do.
But you know what to do. All right, what else we have? Noah Tucker. This Jokic for MVP shirt feels like a hug from the Big Serb.
I know, dude. Jokic for MVP. That's a tri-blend. It's a tri-blend shirt. Jokic for MVP.com.
I love that he gets to full geekery on the shirt quality.
This one comes to us from Alexander Wilson
Whoa,
Flynn.
Randall.
Hell yeah.
Given our new nice name, by the way. Given our new tall and athletic lineup, I personally think Barton's shiftiness and scoring mentality is a big plus. Also, why is Vogt not showing ankle?
Yeah,
Dude,
what's
where's the
going
ankle?
on here?
And by the way, I'm gonna
Little
name-
ankle.
I'm gonna name this
Wow.
pair of pants that you wear the Alexander Wilson Flynn.
That is look like
That works for me.
He looks like he's like really good at like hunting with hounds, like fox hunting, doesn't he?
But he looks like he's like there to stir up the foxes for the others and back to maybe shoot.
What else we got?
$30 from Randall the Bootlegger. Tonight
hell yeah.
is a Jose Straight night. Ooh, smooth at the start, rough at the finish. Thanks for all you did.
Thank you, Randall. Thanks for that dope, brother.
Yeah.
He was the one who was in the car here, Griff.
Griff, vibes are immaculate.
Vibes are immaculate.
Glad I
man.
could get Yoke on the postgame show. Thank
Oh
you,
hell
brother.
yeah! So
Shout out Griff.
Shout out Griff.
That's
right
his
here.
big yoke head right
Yeah,
there.
you look forward to looking at him all the time. What else we have? I like this interactive Q&A with the audience.
Guys, we beat up the Clippers in LA on an off night for Jokic. That doesn't happen last year. You're right, because Jokic has no off nights last year.
Doesn't happen often.
No, but he's
man.
right. It also doesn't happen without Aaron Gordon. Like, this is the only timeline
so
in which
true,
the Nuggets
man.
win that game
So
wire
true.
to wire.
It's so true. The starting unit came out and just beat them down so thoroughly that they were able to hold on. I mean, if not for that lead that they built, they were up by like 20, 15, 18 after the first quarter.
I think it was 18. I think it climbed
And then
all the way to
they were just
18.
holding down. Yeah, like at the end of that, at the Jose, it got a little rough. It was a little-
Jose.
there was not a lot of chatter. I mean, we started off this game laughing after every single basket, and at the end, we were tense. There was a lot of infighting going on. We couldn't look at each other, but we got it done.
There's no infighting going on whatsoever.
All right, let's take our final break here. On the other side, Harrison Wind is live from Ball Arena. Do we have a couple more?
One more, at least.
Oh, we have
He's
one
live
more.
from Ball Arena.
I need an Adam vibe check. They're immaculate.
I promise
He's
you
doing good.
my head.
Harrison wants to know, how does Mara's wife feel about these nightly shows?
I think she might be watching. If she hasn't, well, she probably fell. This is a late game. She's probably asleep. She's good with it. Dev's not a Serb if he's making that face after Rakia.
Have you noticed?
How did you notice?
I need you to watch, audience. Watch the moments after Dev takes the shot of Rocky, how he will try and soothe himself by rubbing his like soothe his own esophagus.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
my.
I can't believe that people truly don't believe that I'm Serbian. That's the thing that's getting me.
It's- you
Like
know what
I'm
it
all
is?
the way in there.
It's like-
It's just the liquor.
I'm accepted.
It's a little racist, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, for me not to be Serbian.
Dev's
for sure.
Serbian, guys.
Like,
What
come
the
on,
heck?
man.
Dev Johnsic.
All right. Well, this seems like a good time to pivot to Gabby Insurance.
Definitely.
When it comes to
Definitely
car
not.
and home insurance, don't we all deserve better? I know I do. I know you do too at home. Lots of members and staff
I'm
at
too big to
DNVR.
sit here. Like this thing is like in my way. You always pushed it back. No, you keep going.
You're more than
Oh, you
welcome
don't
to.
mute me. Don't mute me when I'm on my show.
What is Gabby? They're not insurance providers, but you're basically price shopping. They're going to take a look at your home and auto insurance, and they're going to let you know how much you can save. Spoiler alert, it's a lot. Gabby customers save $961 per year on average. And by the way, they will never sell your info, so no annoying spam or robocalls. You might get a text from Eric like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's unrelated to the service, though.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just-
Like a late night, like you up kind of thing.
Yeah, that's more of like a personality flaw thing.
But you'll get a great rate. So, sort of a...
Everyone wins, yeah. So just put your policy to the test like we did. Get a better insurance with Gabby. It's totally free to check out. There's no obligation. Go to Gabby.com/DNVR. That's GABI.com/DNVR. One more time, Gabby.com/DNVR. DNVR. DraftKings pick of the week.
Pick of the week. Do you have one?
So I was going to go to these guys over here, the betting aficionado.
I'll tell you, 500 listening to those guys today.
Yeah, well, you didn't listen to me. I was off camera.
That is true. So, guys, the next time the Denver Nuggets play,
I have 3 picks. Well, I'll do a pick. I have a pick of the week, but y'all hear your bad pick of the week before my good pick of the week.
My bad pick of the week is that you should take Jamal Murray's 3-pointers until they stop offering them.
Okay.
He hit them again tonight.
It's all right. Pretty good.
Oh, it's all right. Oh,
all right. It's a good
I'm
one.
sorry.
I'm giving you a little
It was
credit.
in the
That's a good
plus
one.
money. I made money.
That's a good
Is that
one.
a bad bet? I don't know.
Dev, your pick of the week.
It does not matter what the number is. Jokic over in points next game.
Oh, coming back a little chippy.
Just gonna come back very aggressive.
I disagree with
very
that one.
upset.
That one's mediocre.
So
I tell you what, the real is
Okay,
Jokic
let's see.
petty like that? No, he's not petty. But you know who is? Who's the next opponent? Who do they play on Sunday?
I don't even know. Who did they play?
Eastern?
How do you guys
Monday?
not even know? The Orlando Magic. They play the Orlando Magic, and I'm sorry, excuse me. They
think
have their
AG is gonna
first
go off?
practice with Aaron Gordon. You take Aaron Gordon points. He is going absolutely ham. They're going to work in 2 or 3 sets specifically designed for him to get a bucket. On top of the buckets, he's already getting within the flow of the offense. Aaron Gordon might go for 25 against the Magic on Sunday. The only thing I'm worried about, Nuggets might win by too much.
Can I tell you guys? Do not take that.
Take
Aaron Gordon will not score more than 14 points while wearing a Nuggets uniform.
This is insane. Absolutely crazy talk. He's doing it. I'm telling you guys. Whose pick was best in your opinion?
I would say Allie's. Good job, Allie.
Oh, you coward.
Sure, you guys are probably hearing how great mortgage rates are right now. But Mike and Virginia at Chevalier Mortgage are not just your typical mortgage company. Sure, they have phenomenal rates, but what really makes them different is that Mike is a certified financial planner and looks at so much more than just the rate when designing your home loan. Also, they're a small family-owned company, so you'll always feel like a person and not a number. It's best to feel like a person, in my opinion. Visit them at DNVRmortgage.com and enter to win a free DNVR shirt or hat of your choice when you do. Most importantly, get set up with a free consultation to discuss all your options. That's DNVRmortgage.com. Mike and Virginia will work tirelessly to find the best loan for your situation. Visit them at DNVRmortgage.com and enter to win that free DNVR shirt when you do. Michael Chevalier, NMLS number 1931006. Virginia Chevalier, NMLS number 1910631. And then super producer Allie, Zoom care me, son.
Zoom care us.
I'm not ready for that.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we can hit it. I'll stall for like.
On the other side, I want to play a little hype. Do you need a little second, a little breather?
Yeah, we can give you time.
Did you
I'm
guys
gonna
watch the Nuggets?
I'm gonna give you a player. I'm gonna give you a player, and you have to hype that player up.
No
okay?
matter who it is,
No matter who it is.
Isaiah Hartenstein, you're up, Dev.
Jamal Murray.
Hype him.
right now,
Yeah, give me the hype. The real hype.
I mean, we don't even talk about bubbles anymore without
this is-
Jamal Murray.
He's gonna win the hype.
Like he's the bubble
He's so good
king.
at this.
He's really good.
He's taking it into the season.
Take that bubble gum.
He like just
Take
bubble
that-
gum.
Take that, Bubbles.
Bubble boy, Adam
Bubble
Sandler
boy, like
taking
it
out.
doesn't matter. Everything that's a bubble, bubble butts, nothing, and nothing. Jamal
right,
Murray
you're losing the
is
crowd.
the bubble guy.
He's
you know
the,
what I'm saying?
He's the bubbleman.
He just said forget the regular season, the beginning of the regular season, and now he's in a zone, and now the Nuggets are winning, and now he's going to start. He feels himself getting closer to the bubble. So, bubble boy.
Eric, Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. is the greatest player I've ever seen in my entire life. We
All
don't
right,
need to
well.
tell. We don't need to give him a name. He has a nickname upon arrival. He's grown into it. MPJ. We were starting to give him other
It's
nicknames.
more
He-
so, just initials.
what is this cold water in the middle of my hype cast? Who are you?
Well, Dev's hype was so good. All right, Aaron Gordon.
Best defender in the Jokic era, the perfect fit with this starting lineup, the final piece for a team that, as it turns out, was really just missing one piece. And if you had to bet on any starting 5 to make the finals in Denver Nuggets history, it's the one with Aaron Gordon in it.
All right, redeem yourself. Marcus Howard.
Marcus Howard, the greatest college scorer of all time.
Facts. Kind of. I
That's the end.
don't know if that's a fact.
Gary Clark. Just throwing you.
There's a guy on the team. There's a guy named Gary Clark. There's a guy named Greg Whittington. What do these two guys have in common?
They exist.
They're
Who
both
knows
real.
them? You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows if they're real people. But guess what? We're excited to have them. They're as important as all of everyone else is here. And
Yeah, like I'm important, right?
exactly.
Are we ready to Zoom care? All right, let's Zoom care.
in-office visit. Get secure access to urgent, primary, and specialist care, including mental health. It's all from the comfort of your own home. Video care is covered by most private insurers, usually with a copay. Head to zoomcare.com/video to get started.
All right, back here in the Winners Lounge. We're kind of tailing off here. Harrison's going to be joining us live in a second. Actually, going to be bumping. I was going to say from Ball Arena, but he's actually here at the DNVR
We
bar.
watched the game with him.
You keep forgetting
Wanting
that.
the wind.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming. I can't. He's.
You are concerned about it. They're like,
Oh no, he's here. He's here. He just he has the. He's doing the interviews. Aaron Gordon. I don't know what it
Did
is.
he drive to Ball Arena in your mind? Because he was here the whole time.
Where's he at? I think he's on the Zooms and he's hearing from Aaron Gordon. I'm told there's a little bit of fire coming from Aaron Gordon tonight, so I can't wait.
Doctor.
Have you guys noticed? A little bit of a bromance going on between Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr.
Twins.
Michael Porter called him a twin. You know, like those guys, a little extra, like dapping each other up. That's a real buddy.
Can you have a bromance if you're a twin? Isn't that like
Well, you took
incestuous?
the romance part of this to a very uncomfortable place that I don't appreciate.
Well,
Shout out
I'm sorry.
Arcade.
I'm sorry. All right,
just
let me
following
rephrase
your
this.
words.
There's a real brotherhood growing between these two players.
I see that.
A real fraternity, if you will. No, I'm serious. Like, it's cool because we talked about these guys when they showed up about like what are we gonna call them? They're different, but they're both like whatever. And it's kind of true. It's working out perfectly that way.
It's beautiful.
I love when I make a point and it's so good you guys are just in awe of it.
Well,
It's like blown away.
Adam,
how
there
good
wasn't
it
a
is.
point. Like you're like, and you know what? That's a thing, and then you just stop. Yes, that's true.
When you're having a conversation with a person, do you only ever end it with a question?
Adam, there are four of us. We don't know who. You're not talking to one of us.
A
specifically.
conversation is just like four people talking. You don't have to always. And now I'll hand it to you directly to know where to go with this. It's just we're talking.
This happens to no one but you. Yes, I agree. Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. have a bromance going, a fraternal order of bromance, and they are complementary. They make sense. One does what the other does not.
Mm-hmm.
Like Aaron Gordon brings
Catches dunks.
Aaron Gordon brings the defensive prowess to Michael Porter Jr.'s no dribble offensive aerial attack, and then vice versa. Like it's that portion of the starting unit. The fact that they feel so comfortable with one another right off the bat is just, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know, and it's like tells you everything about the potential of the squad.
Well, they also just answer each other. So, like, the one flaw about Michael Porter Jr. that everyone talks about is he doesn't play defense. The one flaw about Aaron Gordon is he's not an offensive-only type of guy. So, like, they answer, like, each other. And then also Michael Porter Jr., he needs a guy so that he's not the one that's having to guard Kawhi Leonard and all those guys all the time. So he sees his light-skinned self out there, and he's like, you know what? I look like I could do something like that. I'm just gonna like appreciate it, like those type of things. I was once in a relationship, y'all, right? And in this
with your twin?
relationship, it was a twin thing.
We're like twin sets. Yeah.
It was a twin thing, and I got the wrong twin.
Oh no!
That's what happened.
How did you know?
I got the wrong twin because the other twin was better. So in this twin thing, I like envision myself and my friends thing like if I was with that twin, things would be
Jesse's
better.
girl?
Wow. So I think that's what they have.
So you're saying at the end of the day, it's best to just have both twins.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Both twins.
You guys I don't know if you guys were wondering how Will Barton was filling in the post game, but let's cut to I
there
think
he
he was
is.
filling
Oh, my
himself.
God.
Hold on a second. I think Will Barton.
I know there's gonna be some fire quotes.
The Reverend definitely was preaching tonight.
Oh man.
My
unbelievable.
goodness.
You know what level you have to be on to wear sunglasses indoors and no one tells you not to?
I don't know.
Also,
what level. I've never been on that
who
level.
took this picture? Look at the angle. It's like from under.
Are those glasses?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see if we can pull them off to the same
Glass-
degree. Oh wow.
It's all right.
Sorry, I was touching Chris.
That
Be
was-
careful. Don't wrinkle
Carson
your
Wentz toss over
Alexander
here.
Flynn's. Oh wow!
It's not working.
Kelly is saying, Dev, maybe just stop talking.
She's just too comfortable now. She's just too comfortable now.
I hope in real life Dev goes home and there's a real girlfriend that watches this show every day and just rips into him.
Of
for all-
course, every time.
She's like, "How many relationships have you been in?"
I'm just like,
He's
what?
like, it's
what?
just a bit.
It's a bit. It's a bit.
All right, guys,
I do
let's play a
remember
little
that
game
twin.
here while we wait for Harrison. Up on deck, the Orlando Magic win loss? What are we thinking? At home in Denver.
That's probably an L.
That's a win.
No, it's not. That's an absolute W. Like, what are you
All
kidding
right, they
me?
got Detroit Pistons.
Come on,
at home.
God.
Come on. I want that game right now.
My God.
It sucks that game is a Tuesday because if that was a Friday, the DNVR bar would just be so lit for that one. Are you out of here? All right. There's a gust of wind I feel coming in here. Dev, it's nice knowing you, bro.
Hey, but we're twinning. We're twinning.
We're twinning. We're twinning and winning.
Popeyes might still be open, Dev, if you're hearing.
Do you have the graphic?
Do you have the graphic for the? You don't have the man with the wind in his hair.
I don't think I can go on.
There it is.
An impromptu summit.
Yeah. By the way, Kale, super producer Kale, got in a car wreck today, but he's okay.
Shout out Kale. We miss
Shout
you,
out
buddy.
Kale. We miss you. I hope
Glad
you're
you're
doing
okay,
all right.
man. Yeah.
I feel like
Allie,
you're oversharing here.
we love you even more.
No,
is
Kale
that
tweeted about it.
oversharing?
It's fine.
He put that on Twitter. Like,
Oh, did he?
Everybody- everybody has a relationship with Kale here. We want to
Yeah.
make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
That's oversharing.
Cal, share your Venmo. Everybody help him out. I'm just kidding. I don't know
What
if
did I miss here?
Oh, Will Barton.
Thrill National Television.
That's
Thrill
right.
National Television. Harrison, the vibes are pretty immaculate here. What were they like in the post game?
Vibes were great. I don't know what was going on after the game. You guys can probably tell by the fact that you've been on for over an hour, and I'm just now
it's
coming
been
on.
This is happening every time now. It's like the Nuggets have started. I did want to make one comment though before we go to you.
Yeah.
The on-court interview tonight with TNT was Aaron Gordon.
Right.
And I was sitting here thinking, how many TNT post-game interviews do you think Aaron Gordon has in his career? I'm sure he has one or two, but probably not because he probably doesn't have more than 20 times being on national television. And it's not like the Magic won more than half of those. I'm serious. I mean, this is a big thing. Like a player like Aaron Gordon, when he's in Orlando hiding because nobody's watching Orlando, wants to be on camera. He got that tonight. I feel like that was a big deal.
Yeah, by the end of this, we're going to be like, Aaron Gordon never even won a basketball game in his life before he got to Denver. But no, you're right. You're absolutely.
It's kind of true, though. I'm saying, like, the Orlando, and they just weren't on TNT. I mean, the
Right,
Nuggets
of
aren't on
course.
TNT. They really weren't on TNT.
Yeah.
All right, take us inside.
So Michael Malone tonight in a great mood, in an awesome mood.
I wonder why.
Yeah, he thought Aaron Gordon was terrific on both ends of the floor tonight. He said tonight and in the Philly game was why we went out and got him to guard Ben Simmons, to guard Kawhi Leonard. He said it felt like a grinded out playoff game. A grinded out playoff game.
I agree.
You agree?
I do.
I
Me and
agree
Mike
too.
Malone of one mind.
Yeah. And Nuggets are 3-0 since the trade, obviously. I thought this was interesting. Malone said he can feel like a renewed excitement within the team. He said, quote, you can feel it in the locker room. So
Wow.
the Nuggets are a little rejuvenated, I think,
They can tell they're good.
post-trade deadline.
They know.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby. Oh, baby. Feed me these quotes.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, Malone shouting out Michael Porter Jr.'s defense again. He kind of looked at two games specifically, and tonight, the Charlotte game against Gordon Hayward, the New Orleans game against Brandon Ingram. He thought he was good defensively in both of those games. And again tonight, he said he's grown up and he's caring. And obviously, that's the first step on defense. Another interesting thing from Malone, he was asked about the bench unit. Like, Monte is due back Sunday against the Magic. He's going to provide some stability on that bench unit, I think.
Can't wait.
He also said that about JaVale. Obviously, they acquired JaVale McGee. He hasn't played yet. I think the Millsap-Jermichael Green duo has been pretty good so far.
Yeah.
On JaVale McGee, Malone says, I haven't played him yet. I have to find an opportunity to play him. As I told JaVale, I have to find a way to get him, Paul, and JaMychal out there. Playing three bigs is hard enough, let alone four, but I have to because he has to get time with our guys. So, seems like he wants to find time for all.
why not
One way to
cut
do
out-
it would be to just put him in.
Or just like to be like, tonight,
Just put him
Millsap,
in.
you're on the shelf. Like, it's fine. Millsap should be able to accept that. JaMychal, tonight you're on the shelf. Like, those guys are pros.
Just pick a team with tall centers, and that's
Be
the
like,
night.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Will Barton had a lot of just absolute fire
Is
tonight.
he feeling himself tonight or what?
Absolutely feeling himself.
Surprising.
On Aaron Gordon, he said, I tell him all the time, he's the difference maker. He puts us over the hump. He makes us very, very elite, in my opinion. And then he spoke a lot about how Gordon on the roster kind of puts everybody back where they need to be. Will at the two, guarding, playing his natural position, guarding shooting guards instead of
Yeah.
small forwards. he mentioned the switchability that the Nuggets have in that starting five, and he just kind of kept going back to that. He puts everyone back where they need to be.
Love it. Really love it.
He also said, quote, I think we have the most complete starting five in the league now with Aaron Gordon. And he was asked about just the championship aspirations. He said that's definitely our goal. We can't shy away from it. We can't run from it. And then he said, we feel like we're complete. We feel like this is the team. We feel like we have enough to go all the way.
Love it, man.
I also feel that way.
It makes me
Heartbeat.
it makes me want to go all the way.
What?
What?
All the way to where?
Full fan. Eyes roll back into his head. Turns into Nux.
I love it, man. I love it.
Aaron Gordon had a good quote on Michael Porter Jr. He said, I didn't realize how tall he is. Love the way that he plays the game. He plays the game right. His jumper is super pure, so it's fun to play with, great to switch with. On defense, he's talking about. Loves the game. Grateful I get the opportunity to play with him as well.
Telling you. So I had a theory that there's a brotherhood brewing between these two, a friendship. What do you think?
I'm with it. I see it. I'm
MPJ
buying
called
into
him a
that theory,
twin. He
for
called him
sure.
a twin.
Yeah,
Gordon,
no doubt.
These two guys, I think they get it. They're both young.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
well.
Are you guys? Are you not?
Oh, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Okay.
We're all with it.
Yeah, I'm captivated.
He's in the chat. Like after
I'm in the chat.
when you show up, he disappears into the
logs
chat.
off,
yeah,
yeah.
he goes.
What do people want from me? I mean,
That's actually what I want from you.
I'm drawn in by Harrison's ankles, as is the chat. We're all talking
that
about
what it is?
It's
Wow.
Tasteful
There's
ankles.
a lot of talking about
Gotta show off the ankles.
going all the way with the raw sexuality that Harrison brings to the chat.
All right. There's the line.
Yep, you found it.
Right.
All right, well,
We can move on.
all right.
Aaron Gordon also said, defensively, we're nice. We've got length. Guys that can switch.
I love
Guys that can guard 1
He's
through
such
5.
a Cali bro.
He's such a Cali bro. I
Nice,
dig
bro.
it, man. He's so chill.
Nice.
AG is so chill.
Yeah, I love it too.
We're nice.
I love it too.
Hell yeah.
Jamal Murray, the other guy who spoke tonight, he was asked how close the Nuggets are to their potential. Just kind of talking about the Gordon addition. He said he doesn't even know every single play we have. He's still thinking about where he's at on the floor and how to move within the offense. So we still got room to grow. You know, we're 3-0, but we've still got room to grow with him. And Gordon on Kawhi Leonard. Jamal thought he did a great job on Kawhi. He made it tough on him. Some of the stuff he hits you got to live with. But no, I thought he did exactly that. He made it tough on him. So
The shots Kawhi made were the exact type of shots, when you have a 15 lead that you're hoping to make him take, right?
Right.
He's working for this back down fadeaway.
Totally. And then also Jamal Murray. Like, Nuggets were switching a ton tonight. Yeah. It was Gordon on Kawhi a lot, but they were also switching a ton.
Yeah.
Jamal spent possessions on Paul George and
Jamal's
Kawhi.
tough, man. He does a really good job of playing above his weight class, physically.
Totally. And he spoke on that. He says he tells Wes Unseld, Nuggets assistant, all the time that he doesn't want help on those switches unless he's in foul trouble. He wants to guard those guys in the post. He said, I put a lot of work into my post defense, and it shows.
He really is good at post defender. He's a good post defender.
Hey.
I really do. I've said this for years.
That has been a big focus on his ever since the Rodney Hood series.
It's funny. Oh, yeah.
He said, I'll stand up a 4-man. I'll stand up a 5-man. So he wants that challenge in the post.
He's hilarious. Okay.
I'm 80% with you, Maul.
That's really that's all I got tonight.
I love it, man. That's good stuff.
Okay,
man.
so this isn't going to stick, but I just had to get it out of my head for the Transformers fans, MPJ and Aaron Gordon.
For the 7-year-olds out there.
Shockwave, Soundwave. It works. There's like 6 people out there.
I get it.
Eric's one of them. Yeah.
I'm not a Transformer fan, but I was 7 years old when that was available. So
it sounds cool. Can I say that? Shockwave, Soundwave?
Yeah.
What is it?
the boom-
Is it
it's the-
Transformers?
Yeah,
it's the
they're
boom-
like
it's
each
the
other,
boombox
but
and
they're
the tape,
not.
right?
They're 2 different ones.
Is the
What do they
boombox and
look
the
like?
tape?
Can we pull up Can we pull this up for me so I can see this?
Is it the Jet?
Shockwave and what is the other one?
Soundwave.
Shockwave.
Yeah, one of them
Soundwave?
turns into the Jet, I think.
Oh.
We're probably
big
enough on
physics people on
Transformers
this
here.
Probably enough. You don't think like a good Transformer in a
Oh.
MPJ jersey? Like I
Oh.
see it already.
The meme is probably already made.
We already
It's
had it
probably
with,
already made.
Demarius Thomas had a Transformer thing going. It was a wild flop. I'm definitely not bringing it back, but I do love the suggestion. I appreciate
Shockwave,
it.
Soundwave.
That's right, yeah.
All right, I dig it. Guys, you can hit that outro music there, Ali. Guys, the vibes. They really are immaculate with this team right now.
Please.
It's so great. And as we were doing, on deck, you never want to get too ahead of yourself, but you got the Magic, you've got the Pistons, you got back-to-back home games against the Spurs, you got the Celtics, you go on the road for the Warriors. These are all just games that you look at and you say, yeah, man, like Denver can rally them off, and they got such a good thing going right now. It sucks that there's 2 games off. I'm excited because it gives them a practice, but it sucks that we have to wait till Sunday to see this Nuggets team again.
I know.
It's going to feel like forever.
No.
I can't wait, man. By the way, kind of excited to watch RJ Hampton. He's getting some run in Orlando. That boy's
I
fast.
hate to say it, but it was good. It's good for him to be out there and playing real minutes.
And the chat, we're friends, right? You saving your likes? You saving them for later? Give us a like.
I know you're supposed to, when you log on, like it, because then it sends it to the front page. It's an algorithm. You got to help us out.
You log on, you like, then you go in the
We
chat.
got punked by
That's the
YouTube.
order of
and
operations.
we need help building up our cloud again, and all that is up to you. And it takes one simple click, that little thumb, click.
And you know what, Mike
But
Wilson? I stand by the elbow pads. And that's that.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, everybody that sent in a super chat. We really appreciate those. If you didn't hear, those super chats go to new equipment for the studio. It's already brought us a brand new computer that super producer Ali is using at this very moment. And we appreciate the support so much. We'll see everybody on Sunday.
Go Nugs, baby.
Go Nugs. To be